I thought about this topic. I was talking to a fellow writer, and I was telling him some of the things that I learned while I was writing my book from my book editor. And I really should get paid for this. I really should get paid for this, and not tell this for free. But it's all good though. One of the things I told him though, I was like, look, if you're writing a book, you got all these characters. He was telling me he's writing fantasy fiction, like I write fantasy fiction, and it was really interesting to just listen to how his story and what he wants to do. And I was telling him one of the biggest things that she told me is you want to make sure that your characters know their motives. You know what I mean? What makes them do these things? What's their why basically? What's their their motivation? And you want to make that pretty clear right when right from the get-go when you're writing your story, man. Not saying that you have to um give out the character's whole plan, right? Don't I'm not saying do that. Don't do that, right? You can layer that out and spread that out through the duration of the whole book. You know what I mean? But you definitely want to um tell the audience right away what your main character's motivation is, and how they're gonna get to the point where they achieve that, or how they fail at achieving that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but you definitely have to make it clear. Otherwise, your readers are going to be confused. They're going to be trying to figure out what exactly is this character about. What am I reading? Who can I hang my hat on as far as like, being the good guy or the good girl or the bad guy or the good guy or the bad girl. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like who can I identify with? Who can I not identify with? A lot of people, when you're writing these books, you know what I'm saying, you got to think about the reader, you know. That's one thing that I learned through the process of writing. Like, originally when I was writing my novel, I was writing just for myself, and then when my book coach got a hold of my manuscript, she was like, this is good, that's bad, take this out, add this. And but one of the things, the main thing that she said was, I like your characters, but I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what their motivation is, and that's some advice that I imparted on a fellow author. And I also was telling this fellow author, I was just telling him how, you know, you gotta put your main characters up front. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your main characters up front. If he I don't know if he's like me when it comes to writing certain characters, but I have a lot of characters. You know what I'm saying? My book editor, she read my manuscript, the first one, and she was like, look, this is good, but you got a lot of characters and we need to condense this down. Maybe we can move this to the next book, but we need to make sure that your main characters have clear motivations and they're brought to the forefront so we know who we're going to be following through the duration of your story. So that was one of the things. That's another thing that I told him, man. You can't, so many characters can kind of dilute the power of your main characters. You know what I mean? Because if you're focusing on this, you're focusing on that, people are going to get confused, and that's just what it is. Too many chefs in the kitchen at one time, can mess things up, so to speak. So yeah, that's just a little bit of knowledge that I imparted on him. And there's more I'll probably talk about. And this is probably like just the first of many where I'll be talking about what I've learned as a writer so far. You know what I mean? And go check out that book too. Go check out my book, The Path of Kingdoms. We just getting started, man. We just getting started.